what if it was, the kid left the Alabama and went to Georgia? I mean, what kind of person would you say,
I'd say they get on him too.
But you see what I'm saying in society, I don't want to get into LeBron talk because, Jesus, that's all you see on ESPN. If you want LeBron James news, just turn on ESPN and KD. That's all they talk about. It's not even basketball season. College football's fixing to start. And we're talking about LeBron and KD, where they're going.
Well, I think what it was, the main thing was just, he left the championship and
But about people moving around
to go to the team that they beat.
And it's just how it is now, and it's no knock against. There was rumors that KD could go back to Golden State. I don't think. I don't see that happening. I'm just about kids moving around, and they do it because the adults do it. Does that make sense?
Right. So trickle down with all that.
And the kids do it because the coaches do it.
Yeah, right.
And they're chasing money. So now the kids are chasing money.
Yeah. They fire coaches a lot.
Here's a good question.
College and pros.
We'll get into we'll get into the media day thing, and these are just some stuff that the coaches brought up that I put out when I was live, and I just thought it was interesting. Some of them I didn't really get a good answer for. Coach Leach, when he comes out on stage, here's how all other 13 did.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Coach Matt for such and such school. This year, we're really proud of our program and the positivity and reflections that we're making upon these kids to have a great positive impact. And we're doing a lot of things here, and we're really happy about getting started back season, blah, 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 blah. 5 minutes, 7, 8 minutes. We'll now take questions. Mike Leach comes out and says, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" All right, questions.
He's different.
So his question, one of his was, he threw back was, what's the difference in a pro athlete and a student athlete now?
What is the difference?
Yeah.
Man, there ain't much.
One of them's not in school.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. That's really it.
That's it. Yeah.
And what
They don't have to take any classes.
No, and what Kiffin kind of threw in there was, one, if we're going to be, these are pro athletes now, might as well be. No cap space, free agency. And Saban's griping about these guardrails. He just wants them to have some kind of rules where there's going to be a cap, and they can't just run willy-nilly. And NCAA's done nothing because they pushed against this whole idea years ago. Because when we were playing PlayStation, NCAA football, that's what started it. These guys want to say, "Well, you're making how much money?" And I'm eating noodles tonight.
Right.
And you sold my jersey down at the shop in my school for what? You made $160,000, and I'm eating ramen.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so the difference between a pro athlete and a student athlete is one's a student.
Mm-hmm.
But if they start getting paid, well, they are getting paid. How long is it going to be before they put in guidelines? So if you're an employee and you're working for somebody now, so that starts making that student athlete get kind of foggy. You don't see it as good as you used to. So then can you fire kids? I mean,
I guess if they don't perform.
You see what I'm saying?
Like a kid that was one that was at Ohio State, got paid so much, and left this year.
You're talking about Ewers? No, was it?
He's a quarterback.
Is it the one that went to Texas?
Yes, Quentin Ewers. Yeah. Now, what happens to the booster that went to him and said, "Hey, Quentin, you come over here and play it. We'll give you a $1 million deal." He does a $1 million deal with them, and then he leaves.
Right.
Is that what he did?
That's what it seemed like. That's from what I got out of it.
So he's going to be Texas quarterback.
Yeah, start this year.
Yeah.
And then Arch Manning will be next year. But is that the kind of situations that you're putting a 19-year-old kid in where he gets "Hey, it's Joey the Fish out here. You owe my boss some money. Pay up. You left
Right.
with our money."
Right.
That puts a kid in a bad situation. So
Auburn.
Auburn.
They can't hold them too. I mean, they can't pay them back.
I know. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
Auburn and Miami both hired GMs from NFL to come and work at their university. So that's going on. So those are some things that's been going on this week that I thought were good topics, and it's just something to think about. And y'all can comment or go on there on the page through the week and tell us more.
Well, I hope they put some kind of guidelines. They limited the number of times they can transfer. You can only transfer once.
Yes, right. That's correct. Yeah.
So you can't go to two different. Some of these guys play in 3 places. They played in 3 places. I'm sure some of them have.
And since, hey, Taylor, what's going on? Taylor Dalton is he's number one fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he watches us just religiously. He's never misses. He helps up there at Iowa with football. We may get next week. We may have Coach. We may have him Zoom call in with us. I think I can do that on this. I'm learning. If we don't go, just hang out. But since we got a basketball coach here, Coach Saban had proposed. He was talking to Late Kick Josh. He'll be on here in just a few minutes. Go over there on Late Kick Josh show. We really like him. I've been watching him since he was working at a small TV station. Saban proposed like we should do a basketball style tourney. Which he said that probably 2 years ago. We should do a tourney style brackets. Have this 12-team playoff type stuff.
12 plays one.
Yeah, why don't we do it like basketball? That was Saban saying it when he said it.
11. Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Would that work for college basketball? I mean college football.
College football. Of course, you couldn't do a 64.
No.
Right.
Team,
right.
You know.
I think it's time, and then you got all the bowls and all the stuff that's got to be represented. And so I don't know if they can work all that stuff out. I mean, why not?
Well,
sometimes I think you just got to go back to the BCS.
This is
let the computer pick the top 2 teams and then play. They said that was the most accurate, did they not?
Yeah. And they've even used the computer model in some of these playoffs, and it still wound up like the computer guessed anyway.
But I tell you what got them, what really hurt them was the year LSU beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And then they had to play them again.
Now, Saban proposes that from that you won't be knocked for losing games, because even though if you've lost 4 or 5 games, he wants to see a team that loses some games to be rewarded, because if number 17 plays number 3 and they lose by a touchdown, well, now they're just out.
Right.
You know, what if Cincinnati, they're going to probably come in ranked probably 7 or 8, I guess, in the season.
Right.
Well, you know, what if they get beat by, I don't know, number 17, Oklahoma State, or I don't know.
So what Saban's advocating is a model to be like where an underdog could possibly win the championship.
Yes.
Right.
And somebody that really didn't even have a good season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like that?
Well, but the idea is NFL, because he's been in the NFL, and he's saying that he would like. Well, the NFL model is you want people to be 8-8. That's what he said, because it drives fans in the seats. Because college football attendance has dipped a little and little. It's just kind of dipping. Now we're going to take COVID out. That don't count because you couldn't go because of politics and stuff.
Right.
But attendance is dipping. He's trying to keep kids in the seat, and nobody. And I'm not saying nobody. That's the wrong word. Because I already made a case for why I like to go see Alabama play New Mexico State. Dean, because us regular working people can afford a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
I can't go see Bama play LSU. You don't think my son don't want to go to Alabama football game? Of course he does. But I ain't got $1,500 for me and him to go to a game to sit in the nosebleed section. So I like to keep one of those lower market games.
Yeah.
But to have a 9-team schedule, you know, so he would like to see some of these underling teams too.
Maybe have a shot.
To have a chance to get it. I think everybody would be okay. To have a chance. I mean, if you're 15 and you beat number 5,
yeah,
5's going to drop out. Well, 15 would be,
yeah,
or he loses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My question to it is, where do you stop it?
Yeah.
Like,
but they can't play too much. It's football for one, and you got to have a regular season.
And where's it stop?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, but like now, it's 4 teams. There's always an argument for 5 or 6 or whatever. So once it gets to that, then it's going to be an argument for 7.
So we was 13.
Yeah. So,
we won that game.
So where do you stop it? Like, where does it?
It's got to. You can't. But the thing is, you can't have too many extra games.
Right.
These kids can't be playing 17 and 18 ball games. Right. I mean, what are they playing up? They're up to 15 now.
I think is that
the
right?
champion plays 15 ball games.
15-0, 14-1.
14-1.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever gone 15-0, have they? LSU.
Yeah.
I don't think Alabama ever has, have they?
No,
Not 15-0.
I don't think they wouldn't play that many then.
They did that one year when Derrick Henry played, did they not? No, they lost Ole Miss that year. Never mind.
If they did, it would be like a 13 or 14-0. Like they've added more games. They hadn't went undefeated, I guess, in the last 2 or 3 years.
Clemson
They've added
15-0. Yeah, Clemson, LSU. Alabama might have, but I don't recall.
Vandy Coach Lee, smart guy. It's Vandy. You know, they're predicted to win 1 game. Sorry.
One game.
SEC coverage.
I like to see them do well.
Primetime Sports Network. we may not get it in a lot on Benny for you guys for the SEC. Sorry about that. We'll probably do.
James Franklin won 18 games in 2 years up there.
Yeah,
at one stretch.
He says that that there's no cheat codes in winning, and that they're going to be a power program one day. Well, I mean, that's what he's supposed to say. Now he got a little kickback about that, but it's like asking a quarterback.
It's a tough place to.
I guess. I mean,
I don't fault Vanderbilt.
We'll see if there's a cheat code or not with USC this year.
Mm-hmm.
They revamped their whole team.
No, I know. They got that Addison. They got Oregon's running back. Oklahoma's quarterback.
We'll
see. I guess we'll see if there's a cheat code or not.
He's trying to lay in the facts of.
But you got to work. I mean, I know
that's what he's trying to do because he knows the Alabamas and the Georgias are just these towers above him. He's like, I can't keep up with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to sell working hard and doing the right thing, and that those guys are just big cheaters. And that's what he's trying to sell, I guess. And
I get tired of hearing how bad Vanderbilt is. They're really not. It's like potatoes. It's like apples and oranges. I mean, they don't have the talent.
And we were wrong.
So we're talking about how bad they are and how bad their coaches are. Not you, just people in general. No, they're not.
Yeah. Well, it's just they play in the SEC.
Make Cedar Bluff go play 5A for about 3 weeks and see how good their coaches and players look.
Well,
I mean, let's just be for real.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't help who you recruit. It's just the classes they get. I mean, the Bamas and the Georgias, they get the guys.
I don't really know, and that just sounds terrible. I don't really know why they're leaving them in there. I mean, I mean, it just seems a little too tall of an order.
It helps academic numbers because when you do,
they get money from it. That's the thing. It all goes back to money. Yeah, I mean, even though they're not winning, they're making money.
And they'll have some studs every now and then. I mean, they will, But
Mike Wright's going to be their QB. We didn't know that. I'm at a top 14 list.
We didn't have him on it.
No, we had Ken Seals as QB, but obviously he's going to start.
Mike Wright.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had some good teams. I like seeing them be competitive.
Lane Kiffin come in with a no-tie look. He said that he talked to Sankey, talked to him last year at the end of the media day, and he said, man, they take their ties off when they get done. He said, man, I wish I could do that. And so Lane just come out there this year with no tie on, and he said, he's Lane Kiffin. Yeah. He's Hollywood. Sunglasses on, and
I don't think they're going to be as good.
He was talking about playing in-state midship teams, which we brought that topic up.
Yes.
If we're going to play 9 conference teams,
and 2
Texas
out of conference
and Oklahoma come, Alabama should play Alabama A&M.
He's saying that the team, your lower mid-major games should be within your state.
Don't play Louisiana Monroe. Why?
Right. They play LSU and
I kind of wonder
play Stanford.
Why they do that?
Play JSU.
South Alabama, UAB.
Yes. That's what we need to do. Keep the money in
state. Yeah.
In Georgia, do the same thing.
Every state can do.
Jackson State needs to line up with Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and they did ask Leach about playing them, and he said that's very interesting. He knows Coach Primetime, called him by name, that he would like to make that happen, and it would be fun. Sure, it would.
Well, the only states it would cause a problem would be like Vermont and Maine and New Hampshire, which they don't have a D1 program anyway. It'll work out. I think it can work out. And then cut down on the travel. And I don't know. I think it could be a big plus for the smaller schools in the state.
This is it. Well, we kind of talked about that. Boosters going out and buying players. Kiffin talked about that in a one-on-one interview. He's like, what you just said, where does it stop? So if this booster goes out and buys this player, and I've interviewed him, I didn't really like him because I'm a coach. I coach football. I know what I'm doing. He don't fit into my chemistry in the team. Mm-hmm. But you went out and bought him, and you're telling me
he's going to play.
He's going to play because I bought him. And if he don't, I'm going to cut off your money next year. Oh, so what are we doing? Hey, and obviously he's talking from – what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question.
Did you say no? Yeah. And then you get nobody because one of your boosters is pulled out? Well, I bought him. You'll play him, my guy. He's good.
Well, I'm sure that goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know it does to an extent.
There's something else to think about. This NIL stuff is not bad. Trust me. None of us are against kids having some money.
Right.
But we need something to help.
They need a governing body, don't they? I mean, making rules.
Coach Pittman, Arkansas, you like him? We love him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was our coach of the year last year.
Yeah, they're going to be. I think they're going to be good again. I don't know if they'll be as good as they were last year.
Work hard.
They kept the quarterback, right?
Yes.
Lost the receiver.
He's off Burks.
Yeah.
So they've got their quarterback and they've got their best defensive player.
Yeah, I like Jefferson. KJ's up.
Yeah, he's big.
Cam Newton like.
Yeah.
3,300 yards.
Yeah, he's tough.
Cam Newton style jump over line Superman stuff.
They seem to be very fired up about it. There, about football.
Yeah. They were one of the better. Them and Ole Miss were one of the better teams in the portal.
Yes, I heard Ole Miss. Now I just said I didn't think Ole Miss would do good. He just tells me they won the portal, right? So they may be.
I had it on one of my papers here during the media. I think they got 19.
Oh wow!
In the portal, Ole Miss and Arkansas got like 6 teams, and they've rebuilt their line. They've done even better on defense in the backfield. Bumper Poole will be back. He had 125 yards tackled. The linebacker at Arkansas.
He's got 350 tackles in his career.
Now Pittman, he's here's something I noticed about Pittman. All the coaches kind of get asked about saving some way or another a little bit somehow. And, of course, Kiffin does. You know Kirby does. They work with him.
He don't, does he?
Well, he never even mentioned, I know what he's doing. I like it. He's just saying, we're not even going to say the word Alabama or Coach Saban. We think we're good. We think we put out a good product out here.
I
like that.
Last year.
I'm an Alabama fan, but dang, man, I like that, you know.
Did you watch that game last year?
That was a great game.
Yeah. That was a good
I
game.
thought at one time they were going to. We sat here and watched it, and I think we were like, didn't they fake a field goal?
Yeah.
I was like, they're going to beat them. That's a good game.
He was excited about adding Texas and Oklahoma. Pittman was. He said, hey, he's from out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Midwest, and he's been involved in like Division III programs where he had to go get kids, and he's a real humble, personable guy, knows how to get in the living room and sell kids on stuff. He's excited about to play Texas and Oklahoma. He said, yeah, I mean, when you're taking your brand out further west and that you're seeing them on TV, well, those people in those televised areas, that's what all this is about. That's what the money's about. That's what USC, UCLA's going. Because now, USC in California, Ohio State, or Wisconsin, they're scheduled to play at USC one game. Well, all those kids that live around there are going to get to see Wisconsin. So now their options are not just to play West Coast football. Now they might want to go play at Michigan or Wisconsin or Iowa.
Can't get my mind around SC and UCLA.
That's weird.
I'm just wondering if a stop will be put to that before. I don't guess it will. But that's just their closest game is going to be Nebraska.
That's crazy.
Is that this year?
No,
next year.
It'll be next year.
I don't know. It just don't fit.
Governor Newsome, and I did talk about that for a minute. We don't do politics on here. I just ain't gonna do it.
You talking about Newsome from California?
Yeah, because number one, I just don't care enough about it. I serve a much higher court than these people run this land that I'm passing through. And we know we just don't. But I had to say something because Newsome's trying to block UCLA from leaving. He wants an explanation of why they're leaving, and he's on the Regents board, and so they're making a big deal about it. Not USC. Why them? I don't know. That's the bigger of the schools. Oh, they can go. The better of the two. But you're going to bump about UCLA leaving. It's because UC Berkeley is attached to that, and it's all a big liberal college and all, and they're a big liberal state, you know. So I don't know why I don't think they're going to be able to stop them from leaving.
I don't think they should be allowed.
But he's talking about
just for the travel.
He's wanting them to explain why they're leaving, and that's a dumb question. I think he knows it. He can't be that dumb. He's strange, and he's ruined that state. But he's not dumb, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the answer. TV deals.
Yeah.
Because the team would make $40 million more by being in the Big Ten. I ain't gonna do that. If they told him, hey, Governor, you can just go govern the north part of California and make $40 more million. No, I better not do that. I'm going to stay humble. You're a liar.
It'd have to be NCAA would have to stop that. Can they not step in and stop that?
No. The institutions are of their own. The NCAA is just a governing body. Dude, we all know, and I'm just going to use Cam for example, so don't kill me, Auburn. He got paid $180,000. Cam Newton got ripped off and should sue Auburn because all they paid was $180,000 to win a national championship.
Yeah.
Cam got ripped. His daddy got a new trucking stuff company, and they bought seats for their church. I think it's great. Who cares if they pay them money? Cam got a bad deal. He should ask for more. Are you kidding me? He won their first national championship. He put Auburn on the map. So that kind of stuff, I'm for the kids and the schools. I'm not against none of that, but that like you're not going to pay more money. Get out of here. That's all.